I remember the fancy dress parade. I remember all that. I remember taking part in a very renowned pram racing, which was a great activity. And a crowd of us all took part in this. Some of us not cheated as such, but took shortcuts as we went along, which was all part of the fun, of course. So,
well, at the early fancy dress parades, there was always somebody dressed up as granny on a scooter, usually a young girl, and I always find that the ingenuity of some people is absolutely terrific. You know, there was a little girl dressed up as Casper the Ghost, and the costume, it must have taken her hours to get it done. But remember, in the early days, for some reason, everybody assembled at the town hall, which is the library, and they walked out to Beachlands.
Well, at the fancy dress parade, the mothers would deserve a great deal of the credit. They were totally au fait with what was happening in society at the time. So all the things that were in the news would have had appeared in the fancy dress. The Beatles would have been very popular, and whoever else was in the news at the time. And the mothers do definitely deserve a great deal of credit, for it was always very, very humorous. And some of the ideas always amazed me where they came from, and obviously derived from the family, and most likely from the mother. But it was always very interesting, very entertaining, and most importantly of all, the young people enjoyed it. And if I would know to this day, having seen some of the films that Eddie Goodwin prepared at the time, I mean, people look at themselves and they really found it fascinating. That, I mean, the most recent one there, I mean, in Carnlough, it went down very, very well, that people love to look and see themselves 40, 50 years later. Really was a very entertaining, a very worthwhile project, very entertaining time.